What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Justin Ford podcast, where I'll be releasing life-changing principles and valuable information focused on all things faith, finance, family, fitness, real estate, and so much more. Let's go! What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Justin Ford Unleashed podcast. Super excited to be with you here again today. Hopefully you've been doing great since the last episode. Guys, if you're loving the show, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and tell us what you love about the show. If you want to follow me on social media, you can at the official Justin Ford. Again, at the official Justin Ford. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and also here on YouTube. Got another great episode in store for you today. But before we get into that, I wanted to remind you that this episode is sponsored by my friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they lived next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined experience helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help accomplish your goals. Next Door Lending is licensed in 25 plus states and has a team of over 150 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. Whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call my friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. Welcome back, Joy Ford.
Hello.
Real, raw, and uncut.
Yes, we're here. We're back again.
We are here. Mm-hmm. And guys, the year is definitely in full swing. Mm-hmm. Market is starting to pick up.
Going into the second quarter.
Yep. Things are definitely busy. Well, we're almost going into the second quarter. We still got a month left, but we're more than halfway through the first quarter. Yeah. It's going good.
Spring is right around the corner. I smell it.
Yes, I can't wait. Yeah. No, winter. Sometimes I still don't know why we're here in Michigan. I know the snow and the cold is definitely, I like it around the holidays. That's it. But this whole dragging winter out and all
I know, but
stuff.
You know what? As long as we've lived in Michigan, how come we've never gone like skiing? Like, why haven't we enjoyed something in the winter in Michigan?
Well, I think if you don't like winter, why would you go skiing?
That's true. I'd rather go somewhere where it's hot and leave the cold.
I've heard skiing is fun, but I'd probably be the guy that goes down the wrong hill and hits a tree
tumble
or
down
something.
snow.
Yeah, it would not be good.
I'd be there videoing.
Yeah, I'll just stay in the warm. I don't want to go out and tumble in the snow. That doesn't sound
Well, they
fun.
have like hot tubs. Like some of these ski places have like cool things to do, like great restaurants and like you could.
I heard it's fun. I know Austin Cook loves.
Yeah, your buddy Austin goes up north all the time and looks like
he goes up north, goes to Colorado, goes skiing.
You don't have to be a professional skier to ski. I mean, you could try it. Go on like the bunny hill, like the baby kid. I would do like the kid one first.
Yeah. And
then you we probably end up loving it, like the speed and just.
I don't know, man. That would be.
We should try it.
Skis are pretty thin, and I couldn't imagine trying to.
Well, you're pretty cushioned up wearing all the clothing you have to wear.
No, let's just go to a beach or something. Sit by the pool.
Well, we're not here to talk about skiing, guys.
No, we're not. But no, it's actually I had a question that I wanted to answer. Somebody had asked me that,
Oh, somebody asked the question, you're going to answer it.
Well, no, okay. It was, and I always say if you want to follow me at the official Justin Ford, and they're like, well, why are you the official Justin Ford? And it's because when I went to go set up my Facebook, like
years ago,
15 years ago, probably 2008. It was a long time ago. I think it was 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. As I typed in, you know how like when you're setting up your Instagram or your Facebook for the first time and you put your name in, they're like, that's already taken. I'm like, what?
There's a lot of Justin Fords.
So many.
And somebody tried to mess with your credit one time, remember? Because it was another Justin Ford from
he didn't try to mess with my credit. It's just his credit ended up on my credit.
Oh, that's right. But there's a lot of Justin Fords, yes.
So many. And it's like, it's a popular name, which is really...
Well, it was popular when you were born. Your mom, that must have been the name of the year. Kind of like nowadays, people name their kids Arizona and Springfield and crazy names like podcast. I
don't think anybody names their kids.
You just never know nowadays.
You're funny, but no, it's that's why. So when I went to lock it in, I'm like, okay, how can I stand out? Well, there can only be one official. So that's why I came up with the official Justin Ford.
I love that.
So whoever asked that question, there's your answer.
I love that. And when you say it, sometimes you get tongue twisted. The official.
The official. Yeah. I could say the official.
I think doesn't sound right. Right? No, it doesn't. Like the official.
Official Justin Ford.
Yeah, like that.
Well, guys, we're excited to talk to you today about our database. For those of you that are in real estate, your database is super important. And, I'm a coach at Glover U. And so I coach and train real estate agents all over North America how to prospect and grow your business and get out there and take more listings and sell more homes. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I think a lot of agents don't take advantage of is really having a strong database. And I know for many years when I first got into real estate, I was prospecting and setting so many appointments that I never worked my past clients. I never worked my sphere of influence. I just focused
now business. Prospecting was now business.
Yeah,
Every time you were on the phones, you were getting new business.
And because I was selling so many homes through prospecting, I never really thought about building the database. Mm-hmm. And what's cool is when people hear the word prospecting, people get a little, that word can kind of be a negative word because people associate it with making phone calls and stuff like that. And what I love when I teach and when I speak, I tell people prospecting is the first step in the sales process. Mm-hmm. And the goal of prospecting is to add potential future clients to your database. Right. And while they're in your database, come from a place of contribution and add value to them in hopes of turning them into a client.
Yeah, you prospected for me. You prospected me when we were getting into a relationship.
No, you prospected me. She would always come by my desk.
He was a prospecting king before he even got the name,
Yeah.
With me.
No, you're the one that kept coming by my desk. Matter of fact, and it was in an episode early on, but she picked the desk behind me.
I prospected. I'm the prospecting queen, I guess.
You must be.
So.
But anyway, database is something that I think if you're in real estate or in sales in general, mm-hmm. database is so important. And what's great is, Joy recently got her real estate license. She joined the team. If you could see her, she's wearing the shirt right now. The Justin Ford.
Oh, my hair.
Your hair's blocking that. The Justin Ford real estate team, brokered by EXP. She's official.
I got a coach now.
Who's your coach?
Justin Ford.
Let's go right here.
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to say something. I got nervous when I got my license. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to make me get on the phones. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get on the phones. I got my underarms were sweating. I was really getting nervous about actually working, because I worked all of our database. I worked
You did all the
administrative stuff. So I always was in contact with our clients all the time, email, text, calls, sending them, sorry about your dog, happy holidays. And when
sorry about your dog.
Thoughtful things. So
sorry about your dog.
We've had clients whose dogs have died. Obviously, you don't know that because I would be the one to send the cards.
Yeah, you were the one that took care of that.
And then, so it's babying our database. Really, it's just really simple. It's you care for the people. You've helped them buy their home or sell their home,
right?
Whether it was a good situation, a bad situation, ugly situation, whatever situation it was, and it's just checking up on them. And when he was like, "No, just work the database," I'm like, "Oh, that's genius," because they're warm leads. They talk to me all the time. Now granted, it's been a couple years.
Some of them.
So I was still nervous to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years. And I'm like,
well, some of them have been a couple of years.
Yeah, some of them.
What's cool though is, when I got into real estate, again, I'm, because I prospect, because I'm out, looking for new business and doing all of that, I've struggled personally with my database because I've always been going after new business. And, when you got licensed, when we talked about, obviously you didn't want to call for sale by owners and expireds and do what I do, which I didn't ever think that was necessary. But for you to come on board, which you've been doing the last couple of months, mm-hmm. and working our database, re-engaging with our clients, contacting them, seeing how they're doing, spending time, talking to them. And, some of them, will talk to Joy for 30, 45 minutes. Because they loved talking to her. So Joy used to be our transaction coordinator, and she used to work all of our deals a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And she was responsible for communicating with the clients during the process of the transaction. And so for her to come on board and start working our database has been key. And we've actually had just by re-engaging with a lot of our customers and clients, a lot of opportunities to help people buy and sell that have come out of that. People who are like, yeah, I was just thinking about you, or,
Yep.
I'm thinking about selling my house in the next 30 days, or, hey, this, that, and the other. And so, we wanted to talk to you about our database plan and really some ways that you can win with your database. And so many of you that are listening right now already might have a database plan where you're working your database, you're doing some great things with your database. And we'd love to hear from you. Like, what are some of the things that you do with your database? What are some of the things that you do when it comes to, client appreciation events? And then for those of you that are not working your database, or let's say you're a brand new agent, or you're an agent that has sold homes, but you've never really worked your database, we want to give you guys a simple plan that we follow on how to do that.
Yes. And don't be like intimidated, because in the beginning I was intimidated. I'm like, oh, I'm calling them. It's been since 2017. Like, since I've conversated, maybe you had a conversation, but since I've spoken to them, and I would get nervous to even call them. And I don't know why, but it was so easy once I started calling them and figuring out like what I was going to say, because a lot of it, I made it funny because it was like, oh, hey, how's it going? Are you still here in the cold Michigan weather, or did you go somewhere warm? Are you working? Because I'm sure you're working from home, and just starting conversations that way. And they start laughing. No, we're still here, freezing, in the snow, whatever. Yep. Love to see you guys in person. We're going to have some client events coming up this summer. Yep. So I just want to confirm your email. Everything is still the same. Yep. So it was just it started to feel normal calling them again. Now it's just like,
it's just a part of,
it's just like easy now.
Yep. So we want to give you a plan that we follow. It's a database plan that we follow here at Glover U, because we're part of the Glover U family. I'm a coach with Glover U. Joy's also my lovely assistant. We go on tour, and it's real simple. It's what we teach all the agents that we work with. It's the 4x4 by 2x12, 4x4 by 2x12, and what that simply means is if you look at a year, right? January through December, you look at what should I be doing with my database, and how do I come from a place of value and contribution? Because working your database is not just always asking for business.
No.
As a matter of fact, you've never, when you started calling our database, it was never, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell?
No, it's not scripted. It's very fluid,
it's just very natural.
Yeah. And some, I don't mean to cut you off, but some of those conversations, because I'm getting excited about it, getting excited about this database. So some of the conversations are, well, my beginning conversations were just how you're doing. Did you move to Florida or anywhere warm? And then they're like, oh, I'm glad you called. I want to list my home in 30 days. I'm in the middle of redoing the kitchen. I need you to list it. And I buy a home in Plymouth. And so boom, there's two transactions, two deals right there. And it was them bringing it up. It was like, and sometimes I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we're here. We're still here. Let me know if you need anything. And then they would be like, oh, by the way, my aunt or my uncle or whoever it is. So I don't intentionally call them and say, hey, I got my license. Don't forget about me, and make sure you call me. Because
that's not the right way to do it.
Well, I would be turned off by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think about it, how would I feel? Someone calling me, like, all the spammers we get on our phones. Mm-hmm. But it's just very personal.
Yeah, it's all about coming from a place of contribution and adding value. And being top of mind. That's the whole purpose of a database. Obviously, you want to keep your relationships with your clients. Yep. The purpose of the database is to stay top of mind so that when they think of real estate, they think of you. That's it, right? When they think about buying or selling, they're not thinking about using another agent. When they hear a friend or a family member talking about real estate, they don't just ignore it. They say, hey, man, you got to call Justin and Joy Ford. They do a great job. Mm-hmm. They helped me, and you're top of mind. Whereas I think it's some crazy statistic of like 70% of people, or maybe it's 80% of people, don't use their agent a second time.
Really?
And it's not even because the agent did a bad job. It's because they didn't stay in touch.
Right.
And that was me for a long time, until really started working with Glover U. And so we want to give you guys the 4x4 by 2x12. You can implement this immediately. And so if you don't have a database plan, then you can start this today. And so there's two types of databases that we talk about. Number one is your past clients. Anybody that you've ever done a deal with, you want to put them into, you can start with an Excel spreadsheet, right? Mm-hmm. And then anybody that you are currently working with, so current clients that you're working with, and then who also goes in that same database is your sphere of influence. These are all the people that know you, like you, and trust you, and that would do a deal with you, right? Then there's a second part to your database, and it's called the exchange database. This is a database of people that you exchange information with. This could be people that you met at an open house. This could be somebody that you met on the street, somebody that you passed a business card, somebody you had a conversation with. You've exchanged communication, and these people basically become a future opportunity, right? So they may do a deal with you in the future if you do a great job of coming from a place of contribution and adding value. And so when you have your sphere of influence in your past client database, here's the 4x4 by 2x12. Okay. The first 4 is 4 letters, right? Is sending 4 pieces of mail. I called it letters, but 4 pieces of mail throughout the year. January, you start with, I have a goal, right? I have a goal of this year serving, let's say, 300 people or 200 people. And in that letter, you can put, 1/3 of it is about your business. 1/3 of it is about your year in review, like basically what you did the year before. And 1/3 of the letter is how are you giving back, like through a charity or, what are you doing to serve the community? The next letter usually comes, or a piece of mail comes as an invite to a client appreciation event. Like we have a client appreciation event coming up in April at the Tigers game, and we'll send out an invitation to our database. So a piece of mail goes out for that. Then usually in about July, so halfway through the year, you talk about what's taken place so far in the year. So again, 1/3 of, hey, this is what's going on in our business. 1/3 of this is what's going on in the market. 1/3 of how we're giving back. And then you send a fourth piece of mail, which is a holiday card.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Right before Christmas, so early in the December. And then the other 4 are 4 phone calls. So, which you did in January and into February, is the calls that are just checking in. Hey, how you doing? I have a goal this year to serve 300 families. If you know anybody that, is looking to, buy or sell a home this year, would you keep us in mind? Right.
Okay. So my next set of calls would be a couple months from now.
Nope. No, because So the second call is an invitation to the client appreciation event. That'll be your next calls, because you already did the intro calls in January and February. Yeah.
Okay.
And then what you would do is a call to invite. So you send something in the mail, but you also do a call to invite to the client appreciation event. And then the next call is to basically check in after the second part of the year. Basically, this is where my year is, right? So you're basically calling to check in with them, and this is where my year is. This is what we've accomplished so far. And then the last call is during Thanksgiving, the week before or the week of Thanksgiving, just to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
So 4 pieces of mail and 4 calls.
4 pieces of mail, 4 calls, and then 2 client appreciation events. So we say you can, and if you haven't started, you can start with 1.
Yeah.
Definitely start with 1.
Start with 1. We started with 1.
Yeah, we did. And so, or you could do 2. So we're doing a Tigers game, which we've done in the past, where we've got some cool ideas this year. What are some of our ideas that we're going to do that you mentioned?
I'm excited. There's a really cool place downtown Detroit. I think it's a taco place, because I saw it last year across from Nemo's Bar. Well, I have to find out, but it's a cool taco place. It had an outdoor space to hang out and play. What's that game where you throw the bag? Cornhole, like all kinds of nice outdoor games. So do that for like an hour or 2, hanging out with clients and just socializing, mingling, and then go to the Tigers game. Sarah and William Huffman out in Minnesota, who are also coaches with Glover U, she had mentioned, because we're in the cold state of Michigan and they're in Minnesota wherever there's snow.
It's even more up there.
She had mentioned, which I'm going to do next year during the winter, is ice skating, indoor ice skating.
Well, I think we said roller skating, though.
Well, yeah, you changed it to roller skating.
I just think more people would enjoy roller skating than ice skating.
Because you want to show off how great your roller skater you are, and you're probably not a good ice skater.
I'm not great, but I just think more people roller skate than ice skate.
Well, either way, roller skate, ice skate. It's something the winter indoor, time. Something skate.
Yep. So
what else? We're gonna do.
We do Thanksgiving pies.
Yeah, Thanksgiving pie giveaway. Yep. Or we might change it up for like Fall Fest, like a fall.
Yeah, like a fall fest.
Fall hangout instead, because everybody does pies, and really anybody can get a pie from the store. I know they're nice, but how much nicer would it be to actually like hang out for an hour or two doing some fall festivities and have a good time?
Like a fall party, bring your kids,
come
cider
up a cider.
and
Yeah, like actually hang. So maybe like at like a cider mill.
Cider mill. Yep.
I could get that
cool
barn
one by our house.
Yes. Too. Oh my gosh, it just came to me. Thank you.
Joy's getting excited. And then the 12. So we got 4 calls, 4 pieces of mail, 2 client appreciation events. And honestly, you could even do 1 per quarter. And we've even talked about that because I think the more you connect with your people and the more you build that culture and those relationships,
more fun you have.
The more fun you have. Joy's all about having fun. And then 12, so 4x4 by 2x12 are 12 infotaining emails, which is just where you send out, some type of
about the market or in their neighborhood.
Infotaining is, but it's entertaining where people want to open it. It's not just your typical, email that is just like a spammy email, but it's something that people like to open, like
something to read.
Like for let's say Metro Detroit, like we're in Metro Detroit, like top 5 nicest landscaping jobs in Metro Detroit, or top 5 nicest pools in Metro Detroit. Something that people actually want to engage with. And that's it, right? And what I love is, I came from, Jeff Glover. That's where I started my journey in real estate. Jeff has been on the show before. And when I was with Jeff's team, database was like 4 or 5 or 6 on the list for sources of business for Jeff and his team. And they would only get about 100 deals per year from the database. And they were doing about 1,000. Yeah. Because it wasn't a big focus, right? There was a lot of spend on marketing and advertising. And then when the focus really shifted to the database, now they sell like 400 or 500 deals a year just from their database, which is phenomenal.
That's great.
When you think of a database and the way that the math works for those of you guys that are listening is, if you have 1,000 people in your database, past clients, center of influence, you should, if you do a great job of adding value and coming from a place of contribution, you should get about 8% of your database to do a deal with you per year. So if you have 1,000 people, 8%, that's 80, that's 80 transactions that come from your database just by doing a great job of adding value and coming from a place of contribution. So if you're doing, 4 calls a year, 4 pieces of mail, you're inviting them to client appreciation events, you're giving them the opportunity to bring their friends, like bring a guest with them, and then staying in touch with them monthly through like an infotaining email, then what's going to happen is you're naturally going to see business come. And the reason why is because you're top of mind.
Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
This is on the subject. So my question is, because I've been doing the calls, right? So I've been calling our database, and we do have a handful of clients that are like, yeah, we moved to Tennessee, we moved to Florida, we moved to Georgia, we moved to Texas. Where do I put them after that? Because obviously they can't come to client events. Where do they fall at? What category do they fall at? And then do I stay in touch? Like, what's the point if they're out of state now?
Well, in Real, Raw, and Uncut means we're always straightforward and honest, and, we're real about it. We kind of dropped the database for a couple of years. We were working it really heavy before COVID. We had a really awesome client event before COVID. We were doing the pies. And
we were just being cautious with people getting back together again.
Yeah, but I just think, 2020, was our busiest year. So we had a lot going on. We were super busy, and we just didn't really work our database the way Joy's doing it now. And
oh my gosh. Yes. Sorry, I just had a thought.
What?
Speaking of 2020 and 2021, so a lot of our clients in our database, they're like, yeah, we moved. They're in the big, I'm like, oh.
Well, that's what I mean. So no, I know we missed it. And, it kind of stinks that we missed it, but that's on us. And that's why we're doing this episode, so that you don't miss, like, you don't want to call a past client and say, yeah, we moved.
Yeah, a lot of them, not a lot, like a good portion of them were like, we moved during the boom.
There's a handful, but
we moved. I wish you would have caught like.
Yeah, well, it's on us. It's not on them again, because like 70 or 80% of people, if you don't stay in touch with them, are going to use someone else because you're just not top of mind. So that's on us, and that is a kick in the gut. But what's cool now is, because you do such a great job, that's never going to happen again, right? We won't lose a client because of not being in touch.
Yeah, because
we've now implemented this plan that we're following. But to answer your question is, stinks we lost them in the first place and they moved. But if they moved out of state, what you do with those people is you still keep them in your database and you add value from today forward. And the reason why is because they may move back. They probably have friends and family here. And if we're staying top of mind, and let's just say the real estate agent that they use to move out of state with doesn't do a good job of staying in touch, then hopefully
they may ask us, do I know someone?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
And so we really, we wanted to share our experience with it because I think sometimes, well, a lot of times agents don't do anything with their past clients or center of influence. And if they do, there's not usually a plan. One of the things I love about Glover U and coaching at Glover U is we have processes and plans for everything that we do. And if you just follow it, it works.
Yes.
Just like prospecting.
Yes. And I've been seeing the fruit of calling our database. So yeah,
it's been great.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. When you're looking at 2023 and what you can do, to grow your database, grow your clients, do more deals, database has to be a part of what you do. 4x4 by 2x12. What are they, Joy?
4x4 by 2x12.
For what?
4 letters.
Yep. 4 pieces of
4
mail.
pieces of mail,
Yep.
4 calls,
Yep.
2 client events, and 12
infotaining
emails.
Yep. So that's it. And if you guys ever need any help with that or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the queen here, the queen of prospecting, Joy Ford, the queen of the database.
Queen of the D.
Yeah. Or you can reach out to me, and definitely here to help you guys in any way we can. If you haven't followed Joy and I yet, you can. We have our own personal social media platforms that you can find us on. I'm at the official Justin Ford again. Now you know why I'm the official Justin Ford. You can also find Joy, or you can find us at Justin and Joy Ford, Real, Raw, and Uncut on Instagram and also on Facebook. We're here in real estate, just like you, on the ground, doing some great things, and we're excited for you guys to have a great 2023 as well here in real estate. Again, feel free to reach out if we can ever help with anything.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode here, guys. Before I let you go, I did want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is not just a sponsor of our show. This is our personal lender that we use, our personal mortgage company. They're absolutely incredible. They serve their clients at the highest level. They have over 700 5-star reviews, over 150 loan officers in over 25 states. Next Door Lending is our lender of choice. Whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call my friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. Again, thanks for tuning in today. Feel free to subscribe here to our YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform. Feel free to share this with friends or family members. Thank you for all the great feedback that we've been getting here on the show. And again, you can find us here on social media. Always end the show with 2 things. Number 1, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number 2, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.